Who are the most influential and successful people in Peel region? Whether it's politics, sports, business, entertainment, or public service, find out about the leaders in your community right now on Peel Achievers. Your hosts, Vivek Kohli and Jenna Lee Creelman.
Welcome to Peel Achievers. I am Jenna Lee Creelman.
And I'm Vivek Kohli.
If you've tuned in before, you know the deal. But if you haven't, you need to watch our show today. We get to know some of the most fascinating and talented achievers in our very own community. Not only are our guests interesting, but they are an inspiration for us all.
Definitely.
Today, we are very happy to have Mr. Kamal Baig here with us. He is the CEO of Rubicon Food Limited, and he will be giving us all advice on how we can aspire to be better leaders in our community, and maybe for all of you aspiring business people.
That's right.
It would be a great opportunity for you to get some tips and advice.
Kamal Baig grew up in Pakistan, later moved to the United Kingdom, and finally settled in Canada. He currently resides in the region of Peel. Kamal graduated from Foreman Christian College in Lahore with a Bachelor of Science degree, a PGD Business Administration from the University of Punjab, Lahore, and then earned his MBA International and Retail Marketing from the University of Leicester in the United Kingdom. Kamal is literate in 4 languages: English, Urdu, Punjabi, and Arabic. Kamal is a diverse and result-oriented international business executive who has built businesses from scratch, turned around loss-making ventures, demonstrated leadership and team-building qualities, managed strategic business-to-business customer relationships, and has a consistent record of success in leading multinational corporations. His specialties are strategic planning and execution, sales and marketing, new product development, handling administrative and operational processes in Europe, Middle East, Far East, Asia, and Canada. Kamal is currently the Chief Executive Officer of Rubicon Food Products Limited.
Today we are fortunate enough to have a very special guest, a businessman, Mr. Kamal Baig. Kamal, thank you so much for joining us today.
It's my pleasure and my honor. Thank you very much.
No, it's our honor.
Honor too. Yeah.
Kamal, you're currently the CEO of Rubicon Food Products Limited. But what was your dream job that you aspired to have as a child?
Well, when you are a child, of course, there are a lot of aspirations that you always have. I always wanted to be in flying, which means wanted to be a pilot. But I guess things take their own turn, and But I'm still fortunate that I have done a lot for flying in my business world.
Yes.
But obviously that was my first thought. I wanted to be a pilot.
Yeah, well, I mean, you still, I guess, always had that dream of being a leader, right?
Yes.
Because you wanted to be the pilot of the plane.
Yeah, that's
and
correct.
in a sense, you're the pilot of your company.
That's
Yeah,
correct.
The organizations you have headed, so you've always been pilots.
That's correct. In
And
another
you've
way,
taken
yes.
them higher and higher, you know. So
That's fortunate, yeah.
What was your very first job?
Well, you'll be surprised. I started working, which wasn't a full-time job, but after my graduation, I started working for Hilton Hotel. And that was more like learning the practical life in a way, and to know how the practical world works out there. And I went through all the possible the functions and the departments that were in a hotel. But that was, I always tell people, that was for my nursery for my practical life. And that has taught me a lot over those 6 to 12 months period that I was there. So I consider that as a job as well, but it wasn't really a job.
like an apprenticeship. But
Yes.
what was your age, Kamal, at that time?
I was at that time, I guess 23.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you must have graduated by that.
Yes, that's correct. That's correct.
That's
So
fresh.
between 23 or 24, I guess. But I still cherish that first experience of practical life.
Was there a particular lesson that you learned working for the Hilton Group?
I think it's a very trivial thing to say, but working hard, day in, day out,
Long
was
hours.
long hours, of course, in a hotel,
Mm-hmm.
But I think that is again the lesson that I learned. We have to really work hard and make your way up by really putting your sweat and hours into it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So was it a full-time job or just with your education that you
No,
were
it
doing?
was a full time at that. I took it as a full time. I had the time at that point in time, so I took it as a full time. Yeah.
So you haven't decided at that time that I have to study further, or
No, it was pretty much decided. It was just the time like people take here a year off or from the studies in this part of the world. So I decided that until my result comes out from the university or the college, so I can spend that much time and learning new things rather than wasting time at sitting at home.
yeah.
So your first job was actually fresh out of school. You didn't work
No,
during? No?
no.
You were
It's a-
working hard enough on,
Yeah,
on your
yeah.
degrees, yeah.
That's correct. But in at that time where we our background is such that you don't need to really work in the South Asian community as such. Your parents take care of you
Oh, that's
for quite
nice.
some time.
Yeah.
But I still wanted to work and get my own money.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So you had the best of education in Pakistan, attending the University of Punjab
Yeah.
in Lahore.
Yeah.
And then you went over to Leicester in UK, right?
Yeah.
So were there any struggles for you to receive your education? Like, we know that parents do support, but there are very few parents who will afford to send overseas universities for the kids. So were you working when you were in the UK, or how did you?
Well, I finished my first degree in Pakistan, of course, from a Christian college or the college University of Punjab later on. But then I started working after that. Till the time I said to myself that I will support myself for my education. And so I worked for a couple of years, and then I decided to head for studies again. So I wouldn't say I had any struggles. My parents were supporting me, and they had the means to support me.
Yeah.
But it was my own choice that I said I will have to do something for myself.
True.
And for me, my father was my role model, that he was a very self-made man. And I thought, let me try to do that for myself as well.
Yeah.
So I've been doing a lot of things myself right from the beginning.
So how was the journey from Lahore to UK?
Well, UK it came into picture a little later. I of course I did my MBA a little later in my career, and so I was working, of course, at that time in the UK as well.
Okay.
And I did my education at that time there.
And you were working for which company?
I was working for Unilever at that time.
Oh, Union. That's
Yeah,
a
yeah,
big
yeah.
name back in
That's correct. Yeah, yeah.
Europe and Asia. Yeah.
Yes, that's correct. That's correct. Yeah.
Was it a difficult transition going to school, then joining the workforce, and then going back to studies? Was that difficult for you?
In a way, yes, because once you get into the work mode, then it's a little difficult to go back to school. But I think a lot of people have done that in their practical life, and so if others can do it, I can do it as well.
And
So
were you married when you were in UK?
yes, yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
so you did your MBA when you were married?
Yes,
It's
yes.
a great achievement.
Yeah, that's correct.
I know, like, marriage brings a lot of distractions too, and then it's very
Yes.
difficult to pursue what you want to do.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
rare that people can do, but that's a great job, sir.
That's right. Yeah, yeah.
Good. So, talking about the marriage and the family, Kamal, you're a family man, I know very well. And so, how has your family supported in where you are today?
I think I owe a lot to my family, starting from my, of course, parents, my siblings, and particularly after marriage, my wife has been always standing on my right side. And I think she has done a lot in, because we have moved a lot in my career from different places, different countries. So her support was always there, wherever we went, whatever we did, we all did together. And of course, then my children. I mean, of course, they grew up. They started going to school in the UK, and then we moved on to Thailand, and then we moved to Dubai.
Wow.
And so all this time, my wife, my kids were always a big support.
I can understand, because, but don't you think like kids had some pressures of adapting to every time a different culture, a different country, different education system? So how did you help them in managing all that stuff?
I think we were completely and utterly surprised how kids can adapt to new places, new languages, new cultures. They were the least worry for us that how would they settle in. So it went very well, very smooth with all the schooling and adapting to languages and cultures and climates and everything else.
Yes.
It was fantastic. So again, I think it was a blessing, and you know, I wouldn't say that I or my wife did anything in particular. It was just that we held ourselves together, and things came through.
So they got the variation in the education.
Oh, yes,
They got
yeah.
what to know. In a way, it's a fantastic thing. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
very few people know different type of cultures, different countries, and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
So they definitely adapted very well. I'll say that.
That's right.
So tell us what they are doing now.
Well, my son is now in the second year of university. He goes to Wilfrid Laurier, is in the business program, and my daughter, she's in high school. So she's doing well, and my wife, of course, she's in real estate.
Oh, that's cool.
So she's a real estate broker, and she's her practice is going well as well.
Wow.
She's a businesswoman herself.
That's
Yeah.
true.
She
Yeah.
learned from you.
She had her own inspirations
Yeah.
and aspirations to do something of her own, I think. And then, of course, wherever I could support, I will, and I will carry on to do that. Yeah.
So can you tell us quickly which all countries you have been to?
Well, if I start taking the names, it's a long list. Roughly, if I counted once, probably 40 countries so far.
Wow.
And this is my fifth continent, so that's the count, I would say. But
My goodness.
I have lived in Europe. I've lived in Asia Pacific and East Asia, West Asia, in Middle East Africa, and now North America. So
Good.
Yeah.
So we're going to take a short break, Kamal,
Sure.
and we'll return to hear more from the CEO of Rubicon Food Products, Mr. Kamal Baig.
Welcome back to Peel Achievers. If you are just tuning in, we are sitting down to talk with Mr. Kamal Baig, the CEO of Rubicon Food Products Limited.